August 7, 1952. The Red Rooster Restaurant, 138th Street, Harlem. Bumpy Johnson sits at his usual table, the corner booth where he can see both doors. A white envelope slides across the table. No return address. Inside, 3 words written in blood-red ink: leave or burn. The third warning in 3 weeks. Bumpy lights his cigar, reads the note, and does something that makes every man in that room hold his breath. He smiles. The waiter who delivered the envelope, a young kid named Marcus, watches Bumpy's face. He expects fear. He expects rage. Instead, Bumpy folds the paper, puts it in his jacket pocket with the other 2 warnings, and orders another whiskey. Marcus would later tell police he knew something terrible was about to happen. Something that would change Harlem forever. He just didn't know the KKK had already made their biggest mistake. That night, 847 people walk past the Red Rooster. Bumpy sits there for 6 hours straight. Every face that enters gets memorized. Every car that slows down gets noted. His men count 14 suspicious vehicles circling the block. White faces in a black neighborhood. Cameras clicking from across the street. The Klan thinks they're hunting. They don't realize Bumpy Johnson stopped being prey 20 years ago. If you want the full truth about what happened that 4th night, hit like so this story reaches more people who need to hear it. 3 weeks earlier, the first warning arrives at Bumpy's apartment on Edgecombe Avenue. A cross burned on the sidewalk outside. Small, deliberate, meant to send a message without attracting too much attention. The note attached reads, "We know where you sleep." Bumpy's wife, Mamie, finds it first. Her hands shake as she brings it inside. Bumpy reads it once, kisses her forehead, and makes a phone call that lasts exactly 90 seconds. The second warning comes August 1st. A brick through the window of Small's Paradise, a club Bumpy owns on 7th Avenue. The brick has another note wrapped around it: "Last chance, boy." The word boy is underlined 3 times. The manager calls Bumpy at 2 in the morning, voice shaking, saying maybe they should close the club, maybe they should listen. Bumpy arrives 30 minutes later with 12 men. They don't close. They expand. That weekend, Small's Paradise has the biggest crowd in its history. The Klan isn't used to this response. For decades, their warnings work. Families pack up overnight. Businesses shut down. Black men with money and influence suddenly remember they have relatives in Chicago, Detroit, Los Angeles. Anywhere but here. But Bumpy Johnson isn't going anywhere. And that's the problem the Klan can't solve with threats. See, what the Klan doesn't understand is who Bumpy Johnson really is. This isn't some businessman who got lucky. This is the man who survived Dutch Schultz, Lucky Luciano, and the entire Italian mafia trying to push him out of Harlem. This is the man who went to prison at 21 and came out at 40 with connections that spanned every major city in America. This is the man who feeds 400 families every Thanksgiving, who pays rent for widows, who walks the streets without bodyguards because 40,000 people would die to protect him. The third warning arrives August 7th at the Red Rooster. And that's when Bumpy makes his decision. No more waiting. No more watching. He knows the 4th warning won't be paper. Comment justice if you believe what happened next was deserved. Between August 7th and August 10th, something strange happens in Harlem. Police presence drops by 70%. Beat cops who normally patrol 125th Street disappear. The precinct captain, a man named O'Malley who has taken Klan money for 16 years, suddenly takes a vacation to Atlantic City. Every officer who might interfere, every detective who might ask questions, gets reassigned, gets sick, or gets paid. The Klan has bought 3 nights of silence. August 10th, 11th, and 12th. The police won't see anything. Won't hear anything. Won't stop anything. It's an arrangement that has worked in 5 other cities. Birmingham, Memphis, Jackson, Atlanta, Philadelphia. The pattern is always the same. 3 warnings to scare. Police go silent. Then fire, bullets, or both. But the Klan makes one critical error. They assume the police are the only protection Bumpy has. They don't know about the network. The 3,000 men who work the docks, drive the cabs, sweep the streets, serve the food. The eyes and ears that report everything back to Bumpy Johnson. They definitely don't know about the 17 men who fought in World War II, who know how to set traps, who have been waiting for a moment like this. August 10th arrives. The fourth night. The night the Klan plans to burn down Small's paradise with Bumpy inside. They have 16 men. 4 cars. Enough gasoline to destroy the entire block. The plan is simple. Wait until closing time. 2 a.m. Surround the building. Light it up. Anyone who runs out gets handled. The police won't arrive for 20 minutes, and by then it'll be too late. Midnight. The Klan members gather at a warehouse in the Bronx. They go over the plan one more time. They load their trucks with gas cans, kerosene, matches. One man, a 32-year-old from Queens named Robert Shelton, asks if they're sure Bumpy will be there. The leader, a police sergeant named Frank Donovan, laughs. Says Bumpy is there every Saturday night. Like clockwork. The man is predictable. Arrogant. That arrogance will kill him. Type yes if you want to see what Bumpy had waiting for them. 1 a.m. The convoy leaves the Bronx. 4 black cars driving slow through empty streets. Inside Small's paradise, the music plays loud. The drinks flow. Bumpy sits at the bar, visible through the window, exactly where he always sits. Everything looks normal. Perfect. The Klan members smile at each other. This is going to be easy. What they don't see is the pattern. Every person inside Small's paradise is a plant. The dancers, the musicians, the bartender, the customers. 73 people total. All connected to Bumpy. Already. The real customers left at midnight after being politely told the club was closing early for a private event. 1:30 a.m. The Klan parks 3 blocks away. They split into 4 groups. Group 1 covers the front. Group 2 the back. Group 3 the side exit. Group 4 stays with the cars, ready for a quick escape. They synchronize their watches. 2 a.m. exactly. That's when they move. 1:45 a.m. Bumpy stands up from the bar. He walks to the window, looks out at the empty street and nods once. The lights in Small's paradise go off. Every single one. The music stops. For 60 seconds, the building goes completely dark and silent. The Klan members watch from their positions. Something feels wrong. This isn't the pattern. This isn't normal. Donovan tells them to hold position. Stick to the plan. Bumpy is probably just closing early. It doesn't matter. They'll burn it anyway. 1:58 a.m. The Klan members move from their positions. 16 men in white hoods carrying gas cans through the streets of Harlem. They reach the building. Donovan gives the signal. They start pouring gasoline around the perimeter. The smell fills the air. Kerosene on the doors. Matches ready. 2 a.m. Donovan strikes the first match. That's when the lights come on. Not in Small's paradise. In every building surrounding it. Every window. Every door. Every rooftop. 347 lights illuminating the street like daylight. And standing in those windows, on those roofs, in those doorways, are the people of Harlem. The Klan members freeze. They're surrounded. Completely exposed. Nowhere to run. And that's when they hear it. The sound of footsteps. Not running. Walking. Deliberate. From every direction. Bumpy Johnson steps out of Small's paradise. Behind him, 73 men and women. Around him, from the buildings, 300 more. The Klan members are trapped in a circle of people who have been waiting for this moment. Who have been preparing for this moment. Who knew this was coming because Bumpy Johnson is always 10 steps ahead. Share this video so communities understand what was really hiding in their neighborhoods. Donovan reaches for his gun. That's when he realizes it's gone. In fact, all their guns are gone. Removed from their vehicles while they were pouring gasoline. The Klan members look at each other, panic rising. This was supposed to be easy. This was supposed to be them hunting. Instead, they're the prey. Bumpy walks forward slowly. The crowd parts for him. He stops 5 feet from Donovan, close enough to see the fear in his eyes through the hood. Bumpy doesn't raise his voice. Doesn't need to. The entire street goes silent to hear him speak. You sent me 3 warnings, Bumpy says. His voice is calm. Almost gentle. You told me to leave or burn. You thought you could scare me out of my own neighborhood. Out of my own city. You thought because you wore those hoods, because you paid off some corrupt cops, because you burned some crosses, that I would run. Like the others ran. He takes another step closer. But here's what you didn't know. This neighborhood? These people? They're not just customers. They're not just faces. They're family. And you don't threaten family and walk away. Donovan tries to speak. Bumpy raises one hand. The movement is small, but the message is clear. Silence. Now you're gonna have a choice, Bumpy continues. The same choice you gave me. Leave or burn. But here's the difference. I'm gonna give you 60 seconds. 60 seconds to drop those gas cans, take off those hoods, and walk out of Harlem. You don't run. You walk. Like men. And you never, ever come back. If this shocked you, comment respect below. One of the younger Klan members, barely 20 years old, drops his gas can first. The metal hitting pavement sounds like a gunshot in the silence. He pulls off his hood, revealing a scared face, tears running down his cheeks. He starts walking. Then another. Then another. Donovan stands there, shaking. Pride fighting with survival. He's a police sergeant. He's supposed to be in control. Supposed to have power. But standing in front of Bumpy Johnson, surrounded by hundreds of people who would die to protect this man, he realizes something. He has no power here. He never did. He drops the gas can. Removes his hood. Walks away. The 16 Klan members walk down 138th Street in silence. 347 people watch them go. Nobody touches them. Nobody says a word. The only sound is footsteps. When they reach their cars, they find one more surprise. The tires are gone. All of them. They're gonna walk all the way back to the Bronx. August 11th, 6 a.m. Police presence returns to Harlem. Captain O'Malley comes back from his vacation. Officers return to their beats. Everyone acts like nothing happened. But everyone knows. The 16 Klan members file no reports. Make no complaints. They can't. Admitting what happened means admitting they were caught, surrounded, and humiliated. Means admitting Bumpy Johnson played them from the start. 3 days later, a meeting happens in City Hall. The police commissioner, the mayor, and 5 city council members. They discuss the Harlem situation. They decide that perhaps increased police presence in black neighborhoods isn't necessary after all. Perhaps the community can police itself. Perhaps Bumpy Johnson has made his point. The warnings stop. The Klan never returns to Harlem. Not in 1952. Not in 1953. Not ever. The word spreads to every Klan chapter from New York to Mississippi. Harlem is off limits. Bumpy Johnson is off limits. Some fights you don't pick. Small's Paradise stays open until 1986. The building still stands today on 7th Avenue. A landmark. A reminder. The gasoline cans from that night? Bumpy keeps them. Lines them up in his office. 16 cans. 16 men who learned that terror only works on people who are alone. And Bumpy Johnson was never alone. 20 years later, in 1968, a journalist asks Bumpy about that night. Asks how he knew the Klan was coming. How he prepared so perfectly. Bumpy smiles the same smile Marcus saw at the Red Rooster. The same smile that should have warned everyone what was coming. They sent me 3 warnings, Bumpy says. 3 chances to be afraid. But fear only works when you're trying to protect something you can lose. This neighborhood? These people? You can't take that with threats. You can't burn that down with gasoline. Because we built it together. And what we build together, we defend together. The journalist asks what he would have done if the Klan hadn't walked away. Bumpy doesn't answer. Just looks out the window at Harlem. At the streets he's walked for 50 years. At the people who still greet him by name. Some questions don't need answers. August 12, 1952. The day after the 4th night. Bumpy Johnson walks into the Red Rooster at his usual time. Sits at his usual table. Orders his usual whiskey. The waiter, Marcus, brings it over with shaking hands. He's been thinking about what almost happened. About what could have happened. Mr. Johnson, Marcus says quietly, why didn't you just leave? Just for a few days. Until it was safe. Bumpy takes a sip of whiskey. Looks at this young man who doesn't understand yet what it means to stand your ground. What it costs to run. Because the moment you run once, Bumpy says, you'll be running forever. And I didn't build this life, didn't earn this respect, didn't fight for this community just to abandon it the first time someone tried to scare me. Fear is a choice, Marcus. I chose different. That conversation becomes legend in Harlem. Gets repeated in barbershops, on street corners, in churches. The story of the fourth night. The night police went silent. The night the Klan came for Bumpy Johnson. The night Harlem showed what happens when a community stands together. If you want more stories about legends who refuse to bow, hit that like button right now. Comment below which historical figure we should cover next. And subscribe because these stories matter. These stories show that courage isn't about being unafraid. It's about being afraid and standing your ground anyway. It's about knowing some things are worth fighting for. Some places are worth protecting. Some communities are worth everything. The 3 warning notes? Bumpy frames them. Hangs them in Small's paradise above the bar. A reminder to everyone who walks through those doors. A reminder that Harlem belongs to its people. That threats are just noise when you have truth on your side. That 16 men with gasoline can't burn down what 40,000 people built with love. August 7, 1952. The night Bumpy Johnson got his 3rd warning. The night he smiled instead of running. The beginning of the end for Klan activity in Harlem. Because sometimes, the best response to terror is to show them you're not afraid. To gather your people. To stand your ground. And to give them 60 seconds to realize they picked the wrong fight with the wrong man in the wrong neighborhood. The 4th night didn't end with fire. It ended with footsteps. 16 men walking away from Harlem, knowing they could never return. And one man sitting at his table in the Red Rooster, lighting another cigar, ordering another whiskey, and reminding everyone watching that some men don't run. Some men don't hide. Some men build communities so strong that no amount of hatred can tear them down. That's the real story. That's what the police never reported. That's what the newspapers never printed. But everyone in Harlem knew. Everyone remembered. And when young people ask their grandparents about Bumpy Johnson, about what made him different, about why his name still matters today, they tell them about the 4th night. The night police went silent. The night Harlem spoke louder.